Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a great big lidded box using the Toile Tidings designer series paper and a little bit of stamping. And I'm going to show you the lidded part. It is just gorgeous. Love this box. My original plan had been that I was going to make it an open box, but actually because that's 3 inches deep, 7.5 centimetres, I thought that's quite a lot to be open, even with a handle. So I thought I'm going to put a lid on it. And so I did, and yeah, I'm going to show you how to make it. So you do need quite a bit of cardstock. You're going to need 3 sheets of cardstock to make the box, and then you're going to need 2 different DSPs for the lid and the front. But I think it's absolutely worth it, totally do. Okay, so to make the body of the box, you're going to need cardstock, 2 pieces that measure 8 by 11 inches. 20 by 28 centimetres, and we're going to do exactly the same on both pieces, and then just repeat. Yeah, we're going to do what we do on one, we'll repeat on the other. That makes more sense. Okay. Oh, I put my paper piercer in with my styluses. I have multiples. You know me, I have multiples of everything. Anyway, oops, and I have the... Should I throw them all around? I have this one too. Okay, so on the long side, score it at 3 inches and 10.5, which is 7.5 and 26.5, and then you turn it and score it at 3 inches, 7.5 centimetres on the short side. So that's on one, and exactly the same on the other. 3 and 10.5 and 3, which is 7.5, 26.5, and then 7.5 again. The lid, this measures 6 by 10.5 inches, 15.5 by 27 centimetres, and we're going to score it at 1.5 inches on all 4 sides, but just bring it away from the edge very slightly. Not too much, but enough that it will slip over cardstock and DSP. So 1.5 inches is 4 centimetres on all 4 sides. And the finished dimensions of the box, I will bring it back in again and I will show you. It is, I'll turn it this way around, 7.5 inches this way, whoops, 5 inches that way and 3 inches that way. So in metric that is 19 centimetres, 12.5 centimetres and 7.5 centimetres. So it's a big box. You can see it on my grid paper, on my stylus. What's this thing called? Simply Scored scoring tool. Item code 122334. That is the only item code I know the number of off by heart. Don't know any others. Anyway, right, let's get all these pieces burnished. So this one is real red. My original was in garden green. And the Toile Tidings is just a beautiful, beautiful paper. I was a bit at first because I like to have a variety of colours. I like to make things different. And when I used it for a project that I did in my team retreat back in September, I really got involved with it. I really came to love it. And I personally probably wouldn't add extra colours to it, but I love it. I think it's charming. I really do. Okay, so let's work on the base first. So we've got one great big square, a rectangle and a skinny rectangle. So first things first, cut the square. So cut straight down the rectangle and wedge into the square. And then over on the little rectangle, get rid of it completely. And just take a little whisper off the top. And as I said, what you do with one, you do with both. I'm just getting to my bin. My bin is close at hand today, and it's not quite as full as it was the other week. It was a very full bin, and I was just scooching everything onto the floor. Okay. I love big bag projects like this, or big box projects. You know what they say, somebody knows you love them when they use the best paper. Okay, so this is the lid part, and again, same as before, cut straight down the rectangle and wedge into the square. And the same on this one. You're not rotating at this on this one. Often when I make lidded boxes, I have you rotate all the way around. This is fine. Oops, that's going to tuck in there nicely. So you're doing a mirror image. So what you do on one side, you do on the other. And in the second one, I've cut these. I'll bring in one of the base parts and the lids and hover them so that you can see where I've cut. Ow. Just thumped the table. Right, so there's the base part. Both will look the same like this, so you can see where I've done my wedges and my little mitre there. And then the lid, you can see where I've trimmed there. Right, so I'm going to use liquid glue on here because this bit is going to marry up to there. And I want to have a little wiggle room. And because it's quite a large project or a large piece of cardstock, although I'm quite happy to use dry adhesive like tear and tape, a wet glue works as well, and it gives you a little wiggle room if necessary. Although it's popped out there. Oh, that's not annoying at all. Okay, I'll have to find my adhesive eraser. Okay. Lots of pieces of DSP. Well, not so many on this part, but there are for the top. So, for the panels that I've not measured correctly, why have I measured them at 7? Oh, I've cut at 7 3/4 instead of 7 1/4. Let me just trim those. Be right back. I got my 0.25s and my 0.75s mixed up. So, 7 1/4 inches wide by 4 3/4 tall, and you need 2 of those pieces for either side. And then this one, 2 3/4 inches wide by 4 3/4 inches tall. Okay, so those are the panels, and I'm going to pop those on. This is where I end up snailing the wrong side, so. Right. I don't know what is going on with my phone, but clearly somebody wants to get in touch. I have the same, I haven't yet worked out how to change the notifications so it's a different sound for different things. I've had my new phone for weeks. I'm so busy I haven't got time to learn how to use it. I went from one Samsung to the next, which is very intuitive normally, and Samsung has a thing called Smart Switch, which is brilliant, and you just set up Smart Switch on both your devices, and everything that's on the original gets automatically sent across to the other one, including all apps, history and all of that, photos and everything. The only thing it doesn't take is the personalised ringtones you've set up for everything. So I had fun and games setting up my ring.com doorbell. There we go, that's that one on. Yeah, setting up my ring.com doorbell was fun. And yeah, notifications, I have different ones for mobile phone, for text messages and emails and stuff like that, and they're all coming through the same at the moment. So Facebook messages and emails and everything all get that same sound. Right, so the front and the back, there's no difference. Oh, and I didn't mean to put glue all the way across. Oh, phooey, I'll have to do it like this. Do not put glue all across the one that's going to go on the inside. As you can see, if I went over like that, it would stick down, but oh well, I've done it now. Okay, so see, you can see on the white bit, if I'd peeled that adhesive off, that glue would be sticking everywhere. My memory. Right, so for the lid, I have more pieces, and I wanted a different pattern. As you can see, I've got stripes and the seam, so I've got checks for the mistletoe and, well, I'm going to say that's holly, but it doesn't look very spiky. There's the holly, mistletoe and holly and other seasonal fairy type things. Lid part, 7 1/4, I got that one right, 7 1/4 by 2 3/4, which is 3 1/2 by 7, no, 3 1/2 by 18 1/2 centimetres. Seriously, I'll show you all my notes in a second. I design these projects and then it's about 3 weeks later before I film them. How I remember what all my weird shorthand means, I've no idea. So you can see where all those pieces go. So the main bit in the middle, you need one of those measuring 7 1/4 by 2 3/4, 3 1/2 by 18 1/2, and then you need 2 pieces that measure 7 1/4 by 1 1/4, and then you need 2 pieces that measure 1 1/4 by 2 3/4, which are these little ones here. And in metric, it will all be written down, don't panic. Sorry, 18 1/2 by 7 centimetres, 18 1/2 by 3 1/2, 7 by 3 1/2. Oh, for goodness sake, sack me now. It's all written on my blog. Click open the description bar below and you'll find it there, and then you can watch the video with the instructions there. Okay, so this is pulling all of the lid together. And then that is going to fit nice and snugly over the top. Super snug. Gorgeous ribbon. This one is called Ruched Ribbon. Very lovely. Actually, you know what? I need to not put the ribbon on because I need to do my little bit of stamping on here. So I've got a couple of pieces that measure 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. This one's 1 1/2 by 2 1/2, 1 3/4 by 2 3/4, which in metric, because I haven't written it down, 4 by 6 1/2. And 4 1/2 by 7, and that's for me to do this teeny tiny little bit of stamping, which is from the Toile Christmas stamp set. May this season be filled with beautiful moments and happy memories for you and those you hold most dear. Most dear. Lovely, nice phrase. Okay. Oh, I need to get my blocks in the dishwasher. And yes, they are dishwasher proof. I give them to Chris and he plays sort of like this weird game of where can I fit them? Where can I fit them? Okay, so I've lined up my cards, my grid paper, or lined up my block on my grid paper. And perfect. Oh, I'm happy with that. Okay, and then I want finally the matching glittered dots. And I'm going to cluster them because there's small, medium, no, there's large, medium and extra small. Large, medium, there's 4 sizes. There's 4 sizes. I'm trying, you know what I'm trying to say. Large, medium, small, extra small, or it could be small, medium, large, extra large. However you want to say it. Okay. And I need my hole punch. And I've moved my office around, I don't know where it is. Oh, it's right in front of me. And I'm going to punch a little hole in the top corner. Oh, there we go. And some linen thread because it felt nice and rustic. It's got a bit of a bad kink on it. So I'm just going to, can you see that? So I'm just going to run my thumbnails down it and it just takes the kinks out. What sort of length do I want it? That seems pretty good. I've eyeballed that. Just have a quick check. Oops. And I will try again with the ribbon, which I cut. I don't remember cutting it, but there we go. Apparently I cut it. And I'm going to feed it through one end. And get myself a lovely big flouncy bow. Cut that end down a bit. And I think that is lovely. Look at that. Gorgeous, if I do say so myself. Really lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed making those, and like I say, it was a bit of a lane swerve to go and put the lid on, but I'm really happy with it. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.